the sun. Be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing. You can have it if you dream it. Just be brave and you'll achieve it all. It all. I wanna know if you really want it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. I wanna know if you really need it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good evening. Okay, let's take a look here. Final score, Buffalo Bills 35, New York Jets 8. Okay, looking good, looking good. Is that the final? Yes, final number. Okay, just checking. I didn't get a chance to see the game, actually. I was out most of the day, so I kind of stuck without seeing the game. Anyway, just killing a little time here. A lot of people still coming online. Come on in, gang. Lots of room right here. Lots of room right here up in the front. Yeah, it's not church or anything. It's, it is Sunday night though. It is Sunday night, and this is our first session of the year. All right, January the 4th today. January the 4th. What is this special date today? I'm not really sure. I think it's somebody's birthday. I don't have to figure out who it is, whose it is. So, okay. All right, let's get started here. 8:01 is the time, and let's hit the button. All right, here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first webinar for the year, January the 4th, 2026. DayTradeSPY.com's weekly fireside chat. Your introduction to trading, a preview of the coming week, review of last week. Take a look and see what's driving the markets. Maybe we can make some educated decisions for the coming week. And I see again a lot of people still joining us here online. Give them a minute or so to get us settled in here, grab a seat. Excuse me, grab a drink, something nice and warm this cold wintry evening. I'll tell you, it's freezing out there. I think we're planning our trip to Florida. We're not gonna stick around here for too much longer. I gotta get a haircut this week though. I see it's getting a little puffy up there at the top. Look at this age when you got a little so little hair, you want to keep as much as you can, right? Anyway. You're there, I'm here. We are live. My name is Hugh. Folks, there's the questions box. You'll find a little icon on your Zoom dashboard. Just click on that. I'm the only one that sees that, so I'll go ahead and say whatever you want to say. Broad shoulders, I can handle it. All right, let's move along here as we get into the session here this evening. What are we going to talk about? Well, quick question here. Put in the questions box. Where did you hear about us, folks? Just curious. Did you see us on the website? Did you Google us at all? Or did you get an email through social media at all? I'm not even sure what we're all on here. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or sorry, X. I don't know whatever it is that you're on. Facebook. Facebook's that's for old people, right? How about a newsletter? Did you get on the newsletter? Let us know in the questions box. Okay, and a happy New Year to you and your family. Okay, dear Ronnie, thank you so much for that. Nice to see that, dear Ronnie. She's my Toronto, Ontario link. Yes, she's the one representing the people up that way. Hope it's uh, hope it's warmer there than where we are. That's yeah, we're kind of in the same. We're almost neighbors. We're almost neighbors. She's up the street about a couple hours. Okay, email. How often do you decide to not make a trade? How often do you sign it? These are questions. I'll get to the question a little bit here. All right. Phil, my fifth year with you. Oh my gosh. Email, website, social media, just reading some of these things. It's kind of all over the place here. I clicked in from your newsletter. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's move on, folks. Got to give you this disclaimer. Excuse me. Get the disclaimer in here so that we make sure that we are all on the same page. That you alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. Okay, there you go. I understand. I think you understand how this works, right? Okay, so meet your hosts. My name is Hugh. Anybody who's new on, let me know in the questions box. All right. If you are new, so I have to, if there's nobody who's new on, I don't have to tell you who I am. I think you know who I am. I've been around the block. Been trading for a long time. I don't even know when I started this thing, actually. Well, I know when I started Day Trade Spy. That was in 2010. That was in May of 2010 when people started twisting my arm and saying, Hugh, you got to show us what you're doing. You put up on the website. Just give us a hint what you're looking at this morning. I kept, excuse me, I kept resisting it. So no, no, I don't want to tell you. Well, you got to tell us. You got to tell us. You're making money. I'm not. What are you doing? So I kind of told them. I said, okay, fine. And threw up a very rudimentary website. It was actually pretty bad. It was okay. It's something I did in the middle of the night, but it turned out it took off like crazy, like wildfire. And anyway, I've been trading people ever since. I am looking for short-term breakout trades. All right, for small gains and preferably multiple times a day because number one, I like to trade. Number two, I like to make money. And number three, I'm okay with small gains. Okay. Excuse me. You don't have to make a huge gain in this business. Um, See, options are risky. We trade options on SPY. That's how we do. One stock, one strategy, 1 hour a day. That's kind of the model there. And and when you kind of get that nailed down pretty good, you can make some pretty good money and have a lot of fun doing it. Okay, and that's kind of the objective. So what I teach is the stuff that I learned in the trenches trading. Excuse me, that's what I call it, the trenches. That's where the sorry, raspy throat here today. Yeah, coming down with something. All these people I hear all this talk about the flu and stuff. Anyway, I was saying here that stuff I teach, I learned from the School of Hard Knocks. Yes, I took a lot of courses, different things, but it's that School of Hard Knocks that I learned what I'm doing here. So, and I think that's where you learn the most, right? Um, that was 2010. We started this thing, and we started with the inner circle, and moved on to the trading room and many courses and um, webinars, different things like that. Ebooks, had a bunch of ebooks, different things. So, I wonder what happened to all those. I'm just gonna look around and see if I can find some. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we don't own them anymore. we we sold out. I came from corporate America and I went back to corporate America. I never thought I would, but turned out corporate America came to me and said, "You, what are you doing? Want to buy you out?" I said, "Oh, really? Not for sale?" Yeah, yeah. Anyway, they made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and here I am. Here I am, folks. And let me see. Many years later, that was 2022 when Eagle Financial Products, great bunch of guys. I gotta tell you, I just love them. Bought me out, and then they hired me back. Except this time they brought in another person to help out with the trading room, and his name is John Johnson, who is a retired Eagle financial guru, and he comes with some baggage. All right, John comes with some baggage. He's actually a lawyer. Don't hold that against him. He's a super nice guy. He pretty well left the law business to trade and to teach other people how to trade. That is a sentiment that really speaks highly of how he feels about teaching people how to trade. When he's going to leave a lucrative law career in order to teach other people how to make money on the S&P 500. He's also very highly acclaimed, been featured in many industry publications over the years. His philosophy is simple. Take what the market gives you. Take what the market gives you. Now, here's the cool thing. John has his set of indicators that he uses, and I have my set of indicators that I like to use. But when we combine them, we have a saying that says, when our indicators unite, our trades ignite. Can't be any truer, and that's why we're so successful. So when we look at our charts and we see things setting up, and if John says, I think the market's going to go down, and I say, I can see how it's going to go down too, and you might want to buy some put options because that's probably where the market's going to go down. Okay. All right. So I don't see if anybody is new on. Let's go low and keep going. So yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It's been working very well. We're very excited. We're very happy. And now the good thing is, well, actually, so last couple of weeks, John's been on vacation. He went out to, I think, Telluride, Colorado. So he packed up the car, packed up everybody, everything, and drove out to Colorado to get to the ski hills, only to find that they were closed because the ski patrol was on strike. Oh, so I don't know what he did for the rest of his time. I don't know, maybe he found another hill. I don't know wherever he ended up, but I'll find out. But I got word that he is back tomorrow. All right, he is back tomorrow. So we're going to get all the details on his vacation tomorrow. Great guy, very entertaining, very informative, very knowledgeable, very patient. You can ask him questions. He loves to talk. He loves to teach. And this is his great pleasure is teaching people how to trade, how to make money on the market, which is really a good compliment to me. He's a great addition to what I do because now I don't have to do all the talking. He does it. I love it. Anyway, we do very well together. All right, and I just want you to know that and join in the trading room because we do the trading room together, John and I. John Johnson, very highly acclaimed trader, and excuse me. Now, every week I write a newsletter here. It's called Spy on the Market. All right, not to be confused with Eye on the Market or Eye on Spy or whatever it's called, but we are Spy on the Market. SPY. That's the S&P 500. That's all we trade, folks. We trade options on the S&P 500 SPY. Okay, and wherever the S&P 500 goes, that's where SPY goes. So, which is really pretty cool because you don't have to know everything about everything. You don't have to follow. Um, oh my gosh, many years ago when I used to be in other trading rooms, we'd have our different stocks and sectors and whatnot assigned to us. We used to have so many different. We had homework, and we had so many different things that we had done. We do the trading room every day, 9 till 4, 9 till 4, and then we'd also get together about 3 times a week in the evening to discuss where the markets are going to go. And then I realized, oh my God, this is just not working out because first of all, I have no clue where the airlines are going to be a week from now or a month from now. Anything can happen. I didn't know even what we should be looking at. Okay, I could find certain like for example, if American Airlines was one of the stocks that I had to look at. Well, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I could tell you from a technical standpoint or whatever where I thought things might go based on certain criteria, but there's so many other factors that played on where the stock would go. Things like fundamentals, fundamentals with the company, fundamentals with the sector, fundamentals with the economy, fundamentals with, even the weather. I mean, if bad weather rolled in, let's say, and all the airlines are grounded, and well, that just might have an adverse effect on American Airlines. I didn't know. Anyway, I was not in a comfortable position predicting where the stock was going to go in a week and letting other people know that. I felt that was more of a gamble than anything else. And yet, a lot of people would rely on that information. And it was just very disconcerting to me. And I'm thinking, oh man, oh, phew, good. I got lucky again. Or, oh, I didn't get lucky this time. I didn't want it to be a luck thing. But I also noticed that I spent a lot of time analyzing and studying and studying and analyzing that stock trading actually was counter to what I had in mind, what I wanted to do. I wanted the stock market to be my slave, not me, the slave to it. And I found that I was actually probably working more and working harder and longer hours, doing this than my other, my real job when I had it. I thought, well, okay, I want to get my time back. Uh, you know, and uh, and my wife would sometimes say, well, remember us, your family, half joking, but As it turned out, then I switched and I just realized that, you know what? You don't have to know everything about everything. When you just trade the S&P 500, all you have to kind of know is just a few things and what affects the stock. And, combine fundamentals with technicals and actually can get a pretty good read on where the market is going to go today. And you don't need to know where the market's going to go a week from now or a month from now or a year from now. I have no idea. Who knows? But I got a pretty good idea where it's going to go today. And with that information, I can make a little bit of money every day. And the funny thing is, those little bits of money that you make every day, they kind of add up very nicely. So we got into just day trading options on the S&P 500. Now, for those of you who don't know what options are, they're derivatives of the underlying stock. We're not interested in the stock itself. We're just looking at getting the option itself. And a small move on the underlying stock can mean a pretty big move on the option, and that's really what we're looking to trade, right? So I started. They asked me to write a newsletter every day, and we're now in our second or third year. I think we're in our third year now of writing this newsletter. It's called Spy on the Market. And this week's topic is going to be Hughes models. We've got a bunch of models, sayings, maxims, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about that. And the funny thing is, I was actually influenced by my good friend Mark Skousen. He actually wrote a book. In fact, he wrote an updated version. I think it's the 12th edition. Was just released of Maxims, and really cool because when I first got this book, honestly, I couldn't even put it down. I remember I was well 2:30 in the morning. I was still reading this thing. It was very captivating. And now he's actually updated, and I am actually honored that were included. He included some of my quotes in his latest edition. So watch for the newsletter, which is coming out Thursday. And this week's topic is going to be Hughes models, but I'm going to be giving a plug to Skousen's book, Dr. Mark Skousen's new book. It's a real book, not an ebook, a real book. And he gives us a little plug in that one as well. So, all right, so let's get on here with the night, and this is where we can review. Let's take a look at this, and let's just pull this up and see what happened this last week. Excuse me, I was a little disappointed because I had been pushing up this Santa Claus rally for the last 2 or 3 weeks, saying that, oh, let's get ready for the big Santa Claus rally for the last oh my gosh, since what, about 1923 or some ridiculous thing. The stocks had gone up about 80% of the time in the last 5 days of the year, in the first two trading days of the new year, and weren't really sure. A lot of the pundits said that, oh yeah, we're going to be going up, we're going to be going up. A lot of people were talking about going up. Well, as it turned out, this was the 20% that we 20% that we didn't go up this year. Let's just see what happened here on Monday, last Monday, was it the 29th of December. We saw tech stocks retreating ahead of New Year's. It was triggered by Nvidia, and most of the artificial intelligence stocks kicked off the final week on a soft note. We had a little bounce, came back up. At the end of the day, we did close a little higher than we opened, but we did see this pre-market drop. It wasn't very healthy. Then we stuck around in this range during the pre-market, all right, post-market, pre-market trading into Tuesday. More choppy trading. Closed the S&P 500 fractionally lower. Declines in communication services and the financials. Tesla's weak delivery outlook triggered a lower close. All right. Tesla said, "Oh, we're not so sure." Oh, just lost it. We're not so sure we're going to have a good, a good outlook. Wednesday, despite a 4-day losing streak, dropping 0.74% today, the S&P 500 still closed out the year with a gain of over 16% for the year. Last several days defied the usual seasonally rewarding stretch. Santa Claus rally usually gives the last push for the year. We actually came down. We plummeted, and that was the day before New Year's. It was not very good. I remember going to a small gathering on New Year's. Actually, we pretty well spent it at home, but we did slip out just to say hi to some friends and whatnot at a local party, and I know some of us gathered around talking about what happened on the market today, so I don't want to think about it. It just wasn't very pretty, and I had some calls, close out the calls for a loss or whatever. But some days you're the dog, other days you're the hydrant, right? This is just one of those days. So Thursday, of course, the market was closed for New Year's. Friday, things started to look pretty bright in pre-market. As a matter of fact, the S&P rallied in pre-market to recover the previous loss. So things were looking pretty good. We got back into that range, upper range, only to take a hit after the Chinese automaker BYD displaced Tesla as the top spot in the EV market. Okay, and that was not very good. All right, we did get a little relief after Washington delayed tariffs on upholstered furniture, kitchen cabinets, and vanities, and get this, I'm not making this up, Italian pasta. Yes, the tariffs are off Italian pasta for a while anyway. Oh my Lord. So we had that big drop. BYD is now, all right, the Chinese automaker BYD is now the official, and by a long shot, the biggest EV automaker in the world, selling primarily to, I think, South America, Asia, and I don't think Tesla. So Tesla took a hit. Tesla took a hit, probably more for political reasons than anything else. And despite the board paying Elon Musk something like $1 trillion over the next 10 years to keep focused on Tesla, they did not produce and sell as many cars as they had hoped. So therefore, they are now number two. By the way, we were in Germany several months ago for vacation, and we stumbled. We had no idea that there's this massive car show on the streets of Munich, Germany. And BYD was there. I just saw the car. I gotta tell you, it's a very, very nice, very impressive car. It had features that I haven't seen, so it doesn't surprise me. And the battery, I believe, was had longer range. All the features were there. 0 to 60 in like 3, 4 seconds, whatever it was. Acceleration was phenomenal, and very nice looking car. Long battery range, and it was priced very, very inexpensively. So. Um, I don't know. But anyway, the stock market did not bode well for that news, and it came crashing down. It came back up to recover a little bit, but we'll see what this brings. All right, we'll see what the new year brings for the stock market. From a seasonal standpoint, here's what it looks like. Current price, that little blue dot way up there in the left corner. That is that's what we had here in the 1 day, all right, this year so far, the 1 day on the S&P 500. Now the red line at the bottom is the closing price of the last 5 years, the average of the last 5 years daily charts. Okay, so we're gonna bounce around here. We're gonna be bouncing around for a little bit, and looking into the next week. All right, SPY rose about 1 point, just about 1 point. So there wasn't a whole lot of movement in this first week on the S&P 500, and we're going to just sort of plod along and see what's going on, and hopefully make a few dollars, even if it's just a few dollars. So what happened in the last week? Well, we had some lessons that we learned in 2025, and probably the biggest one was that investors should avoid playing politics with their portfolios. The reason is because even though there's some real barrage of policy headlines, tariffs and this and that, and you name it. Oh my gosh, I think we got hit with everything. All right, they threw everything at us, but the market still, on the S&P 500, delivers something like 16.39%, which is very, very good. All right, third straight year in a row, we had double-digit gains on the S&P 500. So, good news for anybody sitting in sort of long-term investments, right? Okay, so that was actually pretty impressive. We did have a shuttered Bureau of Labor Statistics because of the government shutdown, longest on history. They were unable to publish quality full labor reports for October and November, so we had somewhat skittish data there. Apparently, it looks like they reported lower numbers than normal, and of course the market had to deal with that, right? Including responses to interest rate announcements. So a lot of ambiguity in there that they had to deal with, but we'll see what happens. Ambiguous signals also came with improved private hiring, all right, but the unemployment rate also rose. So here's the chart of that. Recent labor report showed mixed signals. Private hiring rebounded, but unemployment rates also rose. So not really sure how that was. Was that to do with the government shutdown, perhaps? Not really sure. But you can see that orange line over there, the yellow line, going up in the unemployment rate up to what would you say that would be 4.6 something, a little bit over 4.6%. But the change in private payrolls, 3-month moving average, also rose. So you'll see what happens. That was last week. Coming up, we also have earnings growth expected. Yeah, I want to tell you about this too. The pundits are expecting earnings to go up this year, not just here in the U.S., but internationally as well. Earnings growth estimates for 2025 and 2026 for the S&P 500. Also for worldwide stocks, strong earnings growth across each of these regions is expected next year. As a matter of fact, they're looking here at an increase of 11%. So this is in earnings, corporate earnings. So it could be another banner year, 2026. So don't go cashing in your retirement savings accounts quite yet, because you might enjoy another banner year. According to this model here, and according to the charts, we did have a slight decrease, excuse me, in the week, -1%. Year to date, we're still up 0.2%. Not really sure how they calculated that, but those are the numbers I have. Nasdaq is flat, and the Dow is up 0.7%. Okay. All right, that was last week. So coming up this week, as far as news, we've got the Institute for Supply Management Manufacturing PMI report, Purchasing Managers Index. Tuesday, S&P Global Final Services PMI report. And Wednesday, we got ISM Services PMI, JOLTS job openings, and the ADP non-farm employment change. Thursday, unemployment claims. And on Fridays, we got some earnings numbers, average hourly earnings. Bureau of Labor Statistics non-farm employment change. Unemployment rate. We also have University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations reports coming out on Friday, as well as we slowly get back to our regular reporting here from the various mediums here. So volatility, watch for medium volatility on Monday and Tuesday, ramping up to probably a little more higher on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, whenever Trump speaks, expect higher volatility. Okay, higher volatility when Trump speaks. And we're going to wait and see what happens with the whole Venezuelan attack a couple nights ago, and not sure how that's going to affect the stock market. Uh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it will. Maybe it will affect oil prices. We'll see. But directly, I don't see any results on that yet. So. All right, so we've got many opportunities every day, folks, and we spot them. What happened? Did I miss something here? No, we show you how to spot them and how to trade them. All right, and that's what we do. That is our job. It's not like a part-time gig, or we go work somewhere else and come back at night and do this. This is what we do all the time. All right, so let's take a look and see. All right, so I talked about our challenge. I wonder if I can talk to you like this here. Hang on. So there's something I want to do here. Okay, if I do this, hang on a second here. If I take this and I copy this and I punch it up into here, bear with me. Okay, bear with me for a second here while I move this over there and this over here. All right. This way I can talk to you and actually still look at you. You can see me, whatever. I feel a little funny talking to a sort of a blank screen. So, okay. So we talked up until now about this challenge. All right. So last year we took 10,000, turned it into $50,000 And the challenge was to do that in 1 year. We actually did it in about, I guess, 9 months, 8.5 months or something, right? Say within 9 months. All right. So this year we were going to do it again, but we discussed this one last discussion the other day with our the Day Trade Spy Eagle marketing people, and we're changing it around a little bit. We actually were going to have another challenge, but instead of a challenge, all right, we're just calling it the 2026 goal. And this is going to be traded, this is going to apply to all the trades we do in the trading room. All right. So they're not going to be separate trades. What we're going to do is all our trades in the trading room, we're going to record those as if we are just buying 5 contracts per trade. Okay. So if I buy 5 contracts and I make $50, we're going to record that one trade as a $50 gain. And if I buy another, place another trade, uh, now whether I trade 10 or 100 contracts is irrelevant. We're going to consider it 5 contracts for the purpose of this recording and monitoring. So if in that second trade I make another $40, then I will have made $90 for the day. If my associate John kicks in with another 2 or 3 trades, making say $60 or $70 per trade, we're going to add all that up. And what we're going to do is we're just going to track this and see what this goal is going to be. And we're going to follow this all the way to the end of 2026. See where we end up. Just trading 5 contracts per trade. All right. So that is the theoretical way of doing it. The reality is, of course, I know John and I, we trade different amounts, and I could be trading 20 contracts or 50 contracts or 2 contracts, right? That's irrelevant to you, but we're just going to take this up as if you're just trading 5 contracts per trade. All the trades are going to be in the trading room. They're going to be included. All right, nothing outside of that the trading room. And if at the end of the day, we'll determine before the trading closes whether we're holding this to the next day if need be, or we're going to close it at the end of the trading room. All right, this is what we're going to do. So this is not going to be a separate goal or challenge trade. It's going to be simply all the trades in the trading room, and we are going to track it on a spreadsheet. Okay, it's all going to be tracked on a spreadsheet, and we're going to be monitoring this every day and monitoring our progress in the trading room. So, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, in order to do this, you must be in the trading room to trade with us. All right, join now and be ready to do it. And that's all I'm going to tell you. It can be very easy, kind of simple. We're trying to keep it simple, and we're trying to keep it in such a way that we don't want to take away from the narrative or confuse people or just distract us from our trades. Because one of the things I noticed in the past was, in fact, this happened the other day. I'm so mad at myself. I actually got into a really cool call position, and in the next several minutes, this ran up. Believe it or not, I ended up having $1 profit in my call options. But because I was talking my way through and narrating something in the trading room, I neglected to push the sell button. And then the market came right back down again. I think I still got, I don't know, 12, 15% or something, which is still pretty good. But I left $1 on the table. And I was so mad at myself. Oh my gosh, I should have hit the sell. Just sell it, take the money and run. And but I didn't. So anyway, some days are like that. So anyway, that's kind of what we're doing. All right. It's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty exciting. And here's the cool thing about it. You can actually jump into this at any time. So I know there's some people who say, well, I'm on a special project. I won't be there until February or March. Can I just join you at that time? You'll be able to jump in on this at any time. All right, any time. And I don't suggest you wait. I think because, there's this thing called the opportunity cost. And every day you wait, you're going to just lose that much more. So jump in right away and get it. All right. All right. Going to give you a 2-minute tutorial now. And this goes back to a question I had a couple weeks ago. I had a little discussion with somebody who was actually quite, I don't know if he's on or not. Let me see. Take a look at this. Take a look at the list, see if my good friend Alexander is on. I don't know because there's some people coming in on the phone. He may or may not be on, but for some reason he was led to believe, I guess, that we were magicians or something, and we're not. So I want to be very clear of what we are and what we are not. Okay, and it's very, I think it's important. So what we are, John and I, all right, we are actually successful seasoned traders. The two of us have over 45 combined years of market experience. That's a lot of experience. There isn't a whole lot that the market can throw at us that we haven't seen before. All right. We actually have a willingness to teach you what we know. Everything we know. No stone left unturned. No hidden agenda. It's not like we know something and we're not going to tell you. No, we're not going to tell you. No, no. We tell you everything. All right. We tell you what we do, including our strategies, how to deal with the mental issues. We tell you everything. All right. I'll even tell you. See my hand here? This finger. I cannot bend this one finger. And, uh, and it's because I got it caught a few years ago, probably about 10 years ago. I got it caught, believe it or not, in the handle, the dishwasher handle, and I broke a ligament in there, and I could never get it fixed. I went to a chiropractor, nothing he could do, and they said, "Well, if you had gone to the hospital right away, we could have probably cut it open and fixed the ligaments in there or something." Well, I never did, and so all my life, I guess I have to deal with this one finger that is a little straight. I can't bend it. Anyway, so if you see me doing it, so I tell you everything. All right. What else do you want me to tell you? Ask me anything, I'll tell you. All right. I can't really remember what I had for dinner or breakfast today. Those kinds of questions I don't pay much attention to. Actually, I do know what I had for dinner today. I think we had pasta or something. Yeah, that's what it was. First time in about a week, actually, my wife and I stayed home and ate. We didn't want to go out. Anyway, this is where our strategies and everything comes alive, folks, in the trading room. We tell you, we explain our strategies to you. We lay it all out on there for you. And we tell you how to deal with the mental issues of trading, which is really, really important. And we tell you up front, it's not the enemy is not the stock market, contrary to popular belief. The enemy is that person in the mirror. All right. Take a good look at that person. What is that in the mirror? Is that your fear that I see? Are you seeing your greed? That's a big part of mine. I can tell you. I get when it comes on the stock market, I'm gonna try and get that extra penny. It's just like a personal thing. I guess maybe that greed rolls into ego, right? I knew this one lady that I traded with many years ago. I don't want to say her name in case people know her or whatever. I don't want to put her down. Great lady, love her to pieces, but she had a really big ego. Her boyfriend was a specialist, a doctor. I think he was a cardiologist or something. And I remember she got really mad once. And I said to her, I saw her in the morning. I said, "What's your problem?" She says, "Oh, my boyfriend, he made some money on gold warrants or some gold stock or something. I don't know. And so you should be happy. Aren't you happy?" "No, no. He's the doctor and I'm the trader. Do I go in his operating room? No. Why is he on my trading, in my trading world?" And I just kind of looked, "Are you serious?" So she got really mad, and so she went out and bought I don't know, something about gold warrants, and she lost a lot of money on this. I forgot how much she told me. I want to say $25,000 or something. I can't remember, but I mean, it was sad. It was sad. And it's all her ego, her ego. Number one enemy with this girl, her ego, right? But I haven't seen her in a while. So there's also FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. You guys ever feel this way? It's like you're outside a party looking in the window and everybody's having fun and you're on the outside looking in and I should be in there too. I should be trading. Why? Because I can. That's the wrong reason to get into a trade. Yes, markets are open and some are going up, some are going down, whatever, but unless you see a compelling reason to get into a trade, you should stay in cash. All right, stay in cash. Cash is a position. There's also YOLO, YOLO, YOLO. You only live once. These are the guys, gals that, you know what? I don't have a lot. I'm going to put it all in the market and just see where it goes. I'm going to gamble, right? I'm going to put it all in the black or put it all in the red or whatever. Oh my gosh. Well, those emotions inevitably will lead to losses. As I once heard somebody say, your emotions belong in your love life, not on the stock market. I stole that saying from somebody, and my good friend, I know who said that. Sonny Decker, my good friend. He's long passed. I miss him terribly, but he said that, and I thought that was a very cool saying. He also had another really good one that was called, it was his saying was, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. I love that one. I gotta put that in the book. Okay. Anyway, let's get on with it. All right. So we teach everything, and we are actually committed. So John and I are actually committed to bringing you our best every day, hosting the longest running daily trading room that we know of. We don't know of any other longest running trading room. There's my finger again. Uh, I feel a little weird. So this is what we do. We teach you. We're committed to you. We want to see you succeed. That's what we do. And I'll tell you what we are not. Just to be very clear, we are not clairvoyant. We do not have a crystal ball. We are not psychic. We do not have ESP where we can look into the future. What we do is we put together, we are not magicians that move the markets either. Okay. What we do is we bring in everything we know, all right, the fundamentals, the technicals, the mental aspects, the market sentiment. We look at all the different news feeds that we look at, and there's many, Twitter feeds or X feeds, whatever, including Truth Social, yes. We look at everything that comes together to make an educated decision on where we see the markets going every morning. And this is what we do. We try to determine where markets are going to go. All right. We are not perfect or risk-free. Okay. And I want you to know that all trades have risks. There's no such thing as a risk-free trade. Just doesn't happen. And the way we trade, so we buy and sell in that order, calls and puts. We do not do spreads. We don't do any naked positions, no naked trades, no naked puts, naked calls, cover calls, none of that stuff. All right. No, oh my gosh, no straddles, strangles, no, none of that stuff. Okay. Mm. What we do is straight calls and puts, determine high probability trades, then we let you know what they are. And if you want to get in, we tell you, when to get in, how to get in, when to get out, so you can make some money along the way. All right. So it's very important that people learn how to trade, learn how to trade, learn how to fish. Don't just rely on people giving you a fish. Yes, we do have programs that give you a fish every day, and they work very well for the most part. But it's also very important to know how this all works. So that's what we do. That's kind of the 2-minute tutorial. I know it's not much about, like we're not really talking about anything in particular, but I think tonight just kind of keeping it light. So I'm going to take some questions here up on the board. Let's go back. And how often do you decide to not make a trade? Stephen G. His question is, how often do I decide not to make a trade? The question should really be flipped and asked, when do I decide to make a trade? All right. So I'd rather not be in a trade wishing I was than to be in a trade wishing I wasn't. So I'm not going to just automatically get into a trade. Now, that said, when I do sense that markets go up and they go down, I'd like to get in fairly early when the markets are going to be getting ready to go up. As an example, I noticed that markets tend to go up quite a bit at the market open because there's a lot of pent-up demand. So when the opening bell comes, you get all these people, they hit their buy buttons, right? And the fact that all these options are being purchased is enough to increase demand, increase the price, drive the market up. And very often I will take advantage of that out of the morning gate, that right away, that gate, that first push up. I'll get into a trade, ride it up a little bit, make some money, and very often I get my percentage gain right then and there. In fact, the other day, that's when actually I had the dollar gain in my options that I never bothered to take. So anyway, let's move along here. The chat is disabled. Whoever wrote that in chat. So we use the questions box, okay? I don't use the chat box. Other questions are directed directly to me. I'm the only one that sees them. We don't want people distracted by other people in some sort of a chat forum. This question was also posed the other day. I believe the chat forum is like a discourse where everybody can talk to each other and all that. We actually don't really want that. We've been in those situations before on both sides, and we found that a lot of times what happens is, you're in the trading room and somebody punches up in the chat, "Hey, did you look at, Coach, or did you look at Macy's or something?" So everybody kind of goes over to that as if somebody, is redirecting our audience to that. We want to keep everybody focused on what we're talking about. All right. John and I go through a lot of trouble to bring you what we bring you, and we don't want any distractions away from that. Okay. So we put everything in through just the questions box. There is a um, method to my madness on that one here. All right. Tom J, what's your recommendation for SALM? I don't follow that day to day. I don't follow that. I know I had a recommendation months ago. Not really sure when that happened. When the Trump organization, I believe it was Donald J. Trump Jr. and his wife, um, did some or agreed to or some sort of a alliance formed with Salem, and I predicted the market was going to go up, was going to shoot up for Salem, and it did quite a bit. I haven't looked at that in a while. I don't know how it's doing now. And I'm not going to pull up any charts right now here tonight. I don't know if you're in that. It bounces up and down. I'm not sure how it's doing now. Okay, good question. Do I think the BYD news on Friday is still going to have an effect on SPY this week? I think that news is probably going to wash out. Um, Wash out. I know, at least I've been reading that Musk has other interests, and I'm not even sure they call it an automotive company anymore. I know he's looking at getting into other things and robo taxis and different things. So I don't know. I don't know where how BYD is going to affect the market. What happened was it affected Tesla. And Tesla's a big player in the S&P 500. Just curious to see. I'm going to pull up a thing here. What is the capitalization of Tesla? Capitalization of Tesla in the overall S&P 500. In S&P 500. I think it's about 6-7% or something. Right. It makes up the weight was, sorry, I'm lying to you here. It's a mega cap. All right. And let me see. Tesla is a major component of the S&P 500, typically ramping among the top holdings by market capitalization, fluctuating significantly, but not placing in the mega cap category. Oh, really? Often trading around 1.5 trillion as of 2026, giving it substantial weight, more or less 2.3% as of last year, and which is a pretty strong weighting in the S&P 500. You see the top ten stocks in the S&P 500 come in at around 40% of the capitalization in the S&P 500. So there's definitely a lot of capitalization there. Okay, so all right, okay, okay. Derek, really, after weeks of talking about the challenge? Well, listen, if you want a personal challenge on that, there's nothing to stop you. I mean, so we want to do that, but we just felt, we want to get this available for more of the masses, not the people. Because I'll tell you what happened with the challenge the last time. What we were doing was doing a lot of compounding. And what happened was a lot of people that would come in later in the game, they felt somewhat um, left out because they missed the first part. Okay. And we're also doing some very high risk trades in there. I think near the end, we're actually doing some same day options as well, which is high risk. I mean, as it turned out, we did very well with them. However, if you did not kind of catch the wave with us, you could have also lost a lot of money. So we're trying not to do that. We're trying to make it a little more um, in such a way that a lot of people can make a lot of money, follow along with us. We're going to track this, and see where it goes. So, um, but it's going to be very good. Let me tell you, it's going to be very good. And if you get in the early part, it doesn't matter. You should do extremely well. I do expect to make $50,000 a year. Okay. Our goal is to probably do that and much more with our trades. All right. That's very conservative. As a matter of fact, what we're looking at is if we only make $200 a day, that should be $50,000 a year. Okay. And if we trade, let's say we trade 4 trades a day between John and myself, 5 contracts. If we only make a nickel on each one, right? 5 contracts times a nickel is $25. And if we only trade well, it'll be more than 4 trades. Probably 6 or 7, 8 trades. I don't know what it's going to be, but if we only do a nickel, I mean, on 4 trades, that's $100, and we do much more than that. Okay, we do much more than that. If we only make 10 cents on 5 contracts, he says $50. If we only do 4 trades, making a dime each, that's $200. I'm pretty confident we're going to surpass that. So I'm pretty confident that if you only trade 5 trades each time with us, and you only make, say, 10 cents, you're going to hit a $50,000 week a year, all right, profit. And 5 trades, that would be five contracts, probably realistically, maybe a couple $1,000s in each trade, maybe $2, $3,000 per trade at risk. And that's if you let the option go to zero. So we're going to be very careful, try and get as many people in as possible. All right, question here. Okay, how about the pick? What these trade? That's a good question. I'm going to check with the bosses on that if the pick is included. I believe it's just the trading room. The trading room trades are the only ones that are going to be counted on that. Okay. All right, we'll be recording the time of day the trades are made. Jerry, we record the time of day our trades are made. Yes, in the trading room, we'll say, okay, I got in at 9:37, got out at 9:38. These are we say that. By the way, all these trades are recorded in the Inner Circle update every day. So if you are part of the Inner Circle, you will get these updates every day. All right. All right. All trades in the trading room done during the first 45 minutes open. Well, actually, we are in the trading room for about an hour. All right. We wrap it up usually around 10:30. Oftentimes go a little bit further than that. Okay. So, all right. Okay. You and John do separate trades during the session, sometimes simultaneously. How will you be able to convey this as part of your goal? All right, so all our trades are going to be recorded as if we are just doing 5 contracts. Now, the reality is, John and I do. I'm pretty sure he does more. I do more. Um, but but we don't tell you what we do. Okay, we don't talk about how much money we put into the trades. Okay, that's sort of everybody's own business. Some people do 1 or 2 contracts. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Other people do, I don't know, 100 contracts. All right. So we're not going to try and distract you by how much money we put into trade, but as if we're each trading only 5 contracts. That's kind of what we're doing there. So, okay. Yes, I know, Derek, completely changing what we've been advertising for weeks. Don't be disappointed. Now nothing has changed. It's not that nothing has changed. In fact, we're actually improving the whole concept here. Okay, so I think you're going to be very excited about it, and we're going to be making money as a steady, linear path to the end of the year. All right, instead of compounding. We don't want to compound. All right, that's kind of the objective there. If you compound, you can actually you can make tons of money if you're right. You can also lose a lot of money, and I think some people have lost some money, so we don't want anybody losing money. So, all right. No, it's okay. This guy's getting a little argument here with me. And it's not bait and switch. This was never the plan. All up until last week, a few days ago, that was the objective, and then they ended up changing it on us. So it was a colluded effort, I guess you can call it, with the people at the higher ups. They said, no, no, let's change it to this. So that was kind of the idea there. So okay, I'm going to move on from you, Derek. I'm sorry about that. So, but I think you'll enjoy it, Derek. If you're just coming, I think you're going to really enjoy this. Okay. Questions. So let's see. 954. Okay. So question. So the plan for the 50K challenge, nothing new is happening in the trading room. Not true. No real notification mentioning the trade of the 50K challenge here. Okay. Okay. You guys are reading too much into it. Okay. We didn't want, they didn't want to call, they didn't want us calling it a challenge. They said, call it a goal, call it a goal. And I had this discussion with them. I said, I've been talking about challenge all this time. Well, change it to goal. But we have a goal now. We have a goal. And the goal is to bring in $50,000 by the end of the year. All right. But we're going to do it in a way that is available for the masses. Most people will be able to get in there, trade this, move it up. All right. And thank you for that, Susanna. I appreciate the new goal. So there are a lot of new people in the trading world. All right. Now, if you want to do the challenge and ramp it up, by all means. If you've made $10,000, put the whole 10 grand in, whatever you want. Okay. But we're going to do this in a way that most people should be able to make some pretty serious money. All right. And there will probably be scalps. All right, I got to tell you about the programs we have before we wrap it up. Solid Goal, Learn and Earn, Actionable Plans. This is exclusively available in Day Trade Spy. Inner Circle, I got to tell you, morning market analysis, follow-up report, Wednesday night interactive meetups. These are recorded, concise, informative, all you need in one report in the mornings. John does this as a rule. He was on vacation, so I did it this time. Let us do the heavy lifting. Believe it or not, the Inner Circle is only $2.99 a year. Yes, I'm serious. Basically, oh my gosh, $5.75 a week, less than a cup of coffee a day. Now, I'm going to give you this QR code. You can put your camera up to that now or wait until the end of the session. I will have the QR codes up there as well. All right. So don't worry if you don't capture the QR code now. Signal, Day Trade Spy Signal, 3 to 5 times a week, algorithm based, sent to your cell phone as a text and email. You buy it right away, put it up for sale for 5% profit target. If not sold by close, sell it at market close. $3.99 a quarter, $14.95 a year. Again, there's the QR codes. What you want to do is click on, capture the QR codes, and then it's going to take you to a page, going to describe the whole thing. Simply scroll right down to the bottom. That's where you can actually make your purchase. All right, very easy. Take your pick by the quarter or over the year, right? If you buy it by the year, you're talking about a savings of, a couple $100. All right. And here, then we also have the pick of the day, similar to the signal, but different. This daily pick is determined by John and myself. Every morning we get together, we look at all of the inputs that we look at, and then we manually come out with, is it going to be calls or puts or no trade? All right. And we email that to you right around 9 o'clock. Looking to buy a market open, sell it for 6% gain. Again, for reporting purposes, if it's not sold by 4 p.m., sell it at market close. However, all right, those of you in the trading room will also know that you can hold this overnight if need be, but for reporting purposes, we have to wrap it up by 4 o'clock. Same as the signal, $3.99 a quarter, $14.95 a year. Capture the QR code. Again, I'm going to have the QR codes at the end of the session as well, so if you miss it, no worries, all right? Next up, the trading room. This is our best value, hosted by John and myself. These are interactive, learn and earn, fully narrated. This is where strategies come alive. Okay, our strategies come alive right here. And these are daily, every morning, 9:20 to 10:30. And it's also recorded for later review. Now, this is actually the best value, folks. All right. If you know what calls and puts are, you need to be here. Simple as that. $24.95 for the year or $6.99 a quarter, which is a nice savings of about $300 a year if you buy it by the year. Again, there's the QR code. I will have the QR codes for you again down at the end of the session. Okay, so if you miss it, no worries about it. All right. I think you're going to be excited about this. Don't get pulled into this. Don't get down on the fact that we don't have that 50K challenge. I have every confidence that if you follow along with this, you should make 50K. All right, every confidence at all. Like I'm not even worried about it. and a lot more. I can tell you, I don't know what John makes, but between John and me, and if we only did 5 contracts each trade, um, I don't want to use the word guarantee, but I can pretty much assure you we'd be way over the top of $50,000 a year. So, in this way, anybody can come in at any time, pick it up, and run with it, and do very, very well. Now, here's the nice thing about what we do. All of our programs offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, what do you got to lose? Nothing. Get into the trading room, get into the peg, get into the signal, even the inner, even the inner circle. Get into the pig, get into the signal. Buy them all. If you don't like it in a month, call them up, say not for me. Okay, fine. Here's your money back. Off you go. All right, off you go. You cannot beat that, and I don't know anybody else who does that. All right, that's how confident we are in that you're going to like what we do. All right, now what I want you to do, all right, and I'll get back to some more questions later. I think I got some time for questions. What I want to do here, actually, let's get back to some more questions real quick. All right, real quick, some more questions. Meanwhile, I'm going to get to the questions, but meanwhile, I also want you to put a number into the questions box between 1 and 100. Put a number in between 1 and 100, and we're going to have an ebook. Ebook is going to be tips, tricks, and traps. All right, I think it's about 40 some pages. It's actually a pretty cool ebook. All right. All right, so okay. Uh, okay, thank you for that, Shannon. Nice to see some support here, guys. I've been in the trading room for quite a while and looking forward to the new goal. Last year, veered from the plan quite a bit and it was hard to follow. This year sounds much better, thanks. So yeah, we're trying to simplify it because I know last year we had we had our plans and we kept changing our plans. We would say, okay, we're only going to do, A, B, and C, but as it turned out, we did D, E, and F as well. And we did things that we don't wouldn't normally do, or things that we did not advocate, especially in the new people, because we had this. Oh my gosh, I forgot what the term. There was a mental term for this, and it refers to as you get closer to the end goal, you really turn up the heat. You do it faster. You want to get there faster. I have to dig up what the term is. It's a psychological term, and in the aviation world, it's called get there-itis or get home-itis, where you just, oh, I don't care about the weather. I got to get in, get in the plane and go. Well, that's what causes problems and accidents and stuff. It's the concept of marathoners, right? People that run marathons, that last mile, they turn up the heat and go really, really fast to get to the finish line faster. And that's why you see all these ambulances parked at the finish line so that they can take away the people with the heart attacks. So anyway, that's kind of what happens, and that's kind of what happened with us too. Not that we were at our goal at the end, but when we saw the end goal coming, we just wanted to finish it up. Let's get this done. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do the same day options. We're gonna put in, whatever, $20,000, and anyway, we hit our target, but it came with a lot of stress. So we're trying to remove the stress as much as possible. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. All right. Yes, Suzanne. So for recording purposes, we are going to close out the trade at 4 o'clock. So there may be some trades in there that are going to have some losses. Not gonna kid you, but what we're gonna do there is try and minimize it. I'm thinking here, and I'm gonna be talking to John about maybe if we're down 25 cents, cut it at 25 cents. We can always make it up. Anyway, we'll see what happens. All right, so I got all the numbers in. Okay, you folks, you got about 10 seconds left to get the number as I pull up the number, the official Day Trade Spy random number generator. All right, this is our official random number generator. I'm going to pull it up right now. Let me just see. Okay, who is the last one here? Diorani is the last one. I'm going to pull it now. This is not the number here, folks. This is not the number. Oh, get the question. Here it is. I just lost it. What happened? This is not the number. I am going to count down from 3, and then I'm going to hit the button, and then I'm going to get you the number. Right? 3, 2, 1. The number is 44. Sorry, 41. 41. Okay, now I'm going to go through the list and see who came the closest to 41, and the winner gets The ebook, if we have a tie, you both get it. Oh my gosh. Right. Rainy at 43. Anybody closer than 43? I think Randy's got all the ebooks already. Randy, what can I tell you? I know you want swag. Sorry, Bruce, my buddy Bruce. Bruce got 41. Sorry, he got 40, not 41. Uh-oh, Rainy, you're off. Bruce is at 40. Do we have a 41? Okay, so the answer there is, all right, Bruce. Bruce wins the ebook. Bruce, I'm pretty sure you have an ebook. Tell me what you want. Tips, tricks, and traps, or triumphs and tragedies. Tell me which one you have. Okay. Uh, Derek, no worries, buddy. No worries. Look at, really, this came as a, okay, I want to explain something to you, all right? John and I now have, believe it or not, corporate to work with. Corporate. And sometimes they make changes. And sometimes we don't always see eye to eye, right? We have the utmost respect for the corporate and stuff. But they thought, and they came out with this. They actually consulted on this quite some time, right up to the end. And they said, well, how about if we make this change? And I said, well, we've been telling everybody about this challenge. So, well, let's do it this way. Let's have a goal. Let's have a goal. And they explain, all the benefits of the goal versus the challenge and all the downfalls and pitfalls and risks with the challenge. And fine, we'll do the goal. Anyway, that's kind of where it is. So we're going to see how it goes. All right. Now, I'm sure we're going to be doing we'll probably do some challenge of some kind in there too. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. We'll see where it takes us. But right now, that is kind of where we are. All right. So it's going to be all good. It's going to be all good. Okay, Bruce, triumphs. Okay, triumphs and tragedies. All right, Bruce has been in our trading room for for quite some time, and oh my gosh, Bruce, do you have a microphone at all? Do you have a microphone? You want to talk? You want to say a few words? Oh, he's got triumphs. Okay, can you open up the mic to you? I don't know if you maybe ask you. Maybe you can give a little. Maybe you can give a little insight into the trading room. Maybe talk a little bit about the trading room. I don't know if I want to. No, I don't. Not hear anything. So, okay, maybe not. All right, and now what am I going to do here? I think I have some more. That's it for questions, folks. This here is our all the links. You can go directly to the links. You do not have to go to. You do not have to go to customer service. Okay, we've eliminated that. Yes, we've eliminated that and made it easier for you. Okay, folks, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you in some of our programs. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Keep your eyes what you do. Give it all of you. And trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what